Hi, Ginger here with another scrapbookpal.com video. Today we're going to be using some brand new products from Lawn Fawn. We're going to highlight the Ocean Shell-fie stamp and die set. So this is a project we're going to make today. So let me show you the supplies we're going to be using. We're going to be using the Lawn Fawn Ocean Shell-fie, which is new for summer 2020, and the matching dies. We're also going to be using the simple stitched wavy border. And we're going to be using the frame from the Selfie frames and the little smile word. And we're also going to be using the smaller of the stitched party banners. So I went ahead and die cut some of the simple things already before we get started. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our sentiment. Let me show you the inside of the card on the inside here first. So I've got the stamp already on my Misty. And we're going to open it up. Because I always forget to stamp the inside. So we're going to be using some Lawn Fawn jet black ink. I'm going to ink up the stamp. And just like so, I think I'm going to stamp it one more time just to make sure it's nice and crisp. Okay, and I'm going to use my little stamp Shammy just to wipe off my stamp. And we are done with the inside, so I don't have to worry about forgetting. Okay, so next thing we want to do is we want to prepare our front panel, and we're going to do some ink blending. So I've got my Bristol Smooth cardstock here. And I kind of cut it to 4.5 by 6 just because I want to make sure after I get it inked, then I can just trim it down to what I need. And I also have another smaller piece. I'm just going to ink blend the middle of that as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using some Distress Oxide in Tumbled Glass, Salty Ocean, and Blueprint Sketch. I'm going to start with the lightest, and I'm just going to go all the way up from the top down all the way to the bottom, and then I'm going to in the middle, and then I'm going to do the Salty Ocean and then the Blueprint Sketch on the outside. So here we go. Now I'm not the best ink blender, but you know what? It's going to be ocean water, so it's not that big of a deal, right? So I'm just going to hold this down, and I'm just going to start in the middle. I'm using a blender brush here for my stash. And it doesn't have to be perfect because, again, I'm making this look like the underwater sea here. But I am going to trim this panel down to 4 by 5 1/4 when I get finished here. Okay, now we're going to move on to Salty Ocean. And I think I will do a little bit darker here on the top. Okay, now I'm going to take the Blueprint Sketch and go around the outside. I'm going to try to leave the center and towards the bottom just a little bit lighter, just to highlight the images that we're going to put on there. Okay. I'm going to go back with my salty ocean. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take a smaller piece, and I just need to do enough so I can cut out that center of the frame here. So again, I'm going to do the tumble glass first. I'm just going to do some in the middle. Salty ocean. And blueprint sketch. Okay, I think that looks good enough. Now I'm going to take some water here and just spray these really quick just to get some bubbles. I'm going to pick that up with a towel. There we go. We'll set that aside to dry. I'm just going to do a little quick spritz on here. And there we go. We'll set that aside to dry. Okay, while that is drying, we are going to go ahead and stamp and color our images. So we're going to grab the Misty again. I like to stamp them twice. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and color our images. These are the markers that I'm going to be using, and I'll have them listed below. as well as they'll be listed on the scrapbookpal.com blog. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through the coloring because I'm not the fastest and I'm not the greatest. Okay, so this is all dry, so I went ahead and trimmed around the panel that we inked, and I made it 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm just gonna really quick take the blueprint sketch and just kind of brush the outside edges just so they're not so white looking. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to set that over here, and I went ahead and die cut a strip of craft cardstock using that simple stitched wavy border. And I'm going to take some vintage photo distress ink just to darken up the top. This is going to be our little sandy bottom of the ocean. Okay, perfect. Now I want to take my little Copic marker and just add some little dot detail just so it looks like little sand, and you know, there's no rhyme or reason, just barely touching it. You could do splatters, but you know, I'm not the best splatterer either. Working on my skills, people. Okay, just to give it some texture. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get our card base ready. So move that out of the way. So here's our card, and we've stamped the inside, and I want to take that cute little goldfish that's swimming, and we're going to add him to the inside with just a little wet glue. Just like so. Now I'm going to take my panel, I'm going to add it to the front, and I'm just going to use my ATG gun for that. Okay, now I'm going to take our little panel and trim it to 4 inches as well. And we're going to add that with some liquid glue. There we go. Now we're going to take our other piece that we ink blended, and we're going to take the die from the selfie frames and die cut that out, just like so. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I die cut that out, and I just want the center, because then I die cut another separate one using just solid white, and we're going to just put that inside there like so. But first I want to put my cute little octopus on here and then trim around him. So we're just going to see where he looks the best. And glue him down. Like so. Now I'm going to just take my scissors and trim off the excess. So see, it was okay that my coloring wasn't that great. Really had to work those blues to get them to blend. Okay, super cute. Now what we're going to do is we're going to set this in here, And we're going to flip it over, and I'm going to take some foam tape and hold that in there like so. Make sure that's in place. There we go. All right, so we got that ready to go. Now I know the banner has nothing to do with it, but I just thought it needed a little pop of red, so I went ahead and die cut this out of some polka dot paper I had in my stash, and then I just trimmed it off right where the little holes were. So when you die cut it, you get these little holes, and I just put it in my trimmer and just trimmed it off. And I'm going to add that right about there. Super cute. Now before we put our little frame on, I'm going to head and die cut the word smile from that Selfie frame die set. And I put some double-sided adhesive on the back before I die cut it just to make it a little easier. So we'll see how that's going to go. I'm going to grab my little pick. And now you could use a Xyron sticker maker. I just don't have a lot of luck with those. Don't know why, but I just don't. Alright, so we're going to put the word smile on here, like so. And I want to grab the little dot on the eye, which, wow, it's tiny. There we go. Cuteness. Okay, we're going to add that right to the front of our cute little red banner. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add the rest of our little images. I'm going to take my scissors and just trim around this one little tentacle so I can tuck that little camera in there. Like so. Ta-da. Cute. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to add a little fish. And my last little piece of grass, or whatever this is. A little rock, the big rock here first. And then the smaller rock we're going to add with a little foam square, because why not? And our little bubbles. Now we're going to put this on here. And my little bubbles are going to go right here. So I'm going to cut one of these. Add a little glue there. Okay, so now for just a little bit of finishing touches, I'm going to take the Lawn Fawn glitter pen and just add a little sparkle, because they are, you know, in the ocean. You can never have enough sparkle. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take some Nouveau Crystal Drops in Morning Dew and just add some extra little detail with some little crystal drops to be like bubbles. Just randomly putting them wherever. So there you go. That's our cute little card using the brand new Lawn Fawn Ocean Shell-fie Stamp and Die set. There you have it. Thanks for watching. Bye.